IG don't fellas now. How are you? It's breaking up a little bit. It'll come back. Can you hear me okay?
See if we can get this together.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that sounds clear.
All right, how are you?
Yeah, I think we're good. Good. Thank you so much. How are you today?
I'm good. No complaints at all.
Good. Well, I appreciate you and the movement that you are doing. I think it's going to be really, really awesome what you guys are doing out in Flint and in Michigan in general.
Well, I thank you for your support. Your support is big. A lot of people don't understand the support that is needed to keep this thing going, because change is happening. Things are changing, and we got to keep our foot on the pedal. And we need people like you to continue to support us to keep going. So thank you as well.
Yes, absolutely. I got the call from you. I'm like, yes, how can I be a part of it and be of support? Because good philanthropic causes can't go far without dollars. To be quite honest, I think a lot of people don't understand that. You can't be a good giver broke. So if I can give, I will give. And just thank you guys for what you're doing. Can you just tell us a little bit about what's going to happen this weekend?
Yeah, well, actually, we're going to go to Flynt. We're going to connect with the people, and we're going to pass out water. Me and Rasheed Wallace has done this before, and the fact that the government has given over $50 billion to so many other things going on in the United States, but couldn't take at least $40 million to fix the water crisis in Flynt, it's just disturbing. And my heart goes out to those people. So we're going back to give water. We're going back to connect with the people. We're still going to speak on fighting for equality and social injustice and injustice, and fighting for our race and all people of color, and along with giving back and making sure they have clean water and doing our part. So we're doing that one day, and then the next day we're going to do a rally where we're going to come together, get the people of Detroit together, and just talk about the things we need to talk about and understand how we have to stand together. It's power in numbers, and the fact that they're listening now, and we have their attention. We have to let our people know, especially in the hoods, how important it is for us to stay together right now. We can't be fighting each other. We got to stand together and continue to let them know that we're knocking on the doorsteps. We're not asking for equality no more. We're not asking for y'all to treat us like human beings and stop treating us like animals. We're demanding it. We're demanding everything we owe, and all that is falling in the same category this weekend.
So one of the things I had asked my IG tribe to do is if they can donate and give to your cause, I asked them to. I think sometimes people think you have to give on a very big scale to make an impact, but you don't. And then the fact that you guys are shedding light on Flynt, because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not happening or that the water was restored. The water is not restored. If anything, it may have gotten worse. So I appreciate you going out there. And then I think this is the best time as ever to go back and shed light and share love with the people of Flynt, because people are listening to what's happening. They're taking heed. Because one, I think people what's the word I want to use? People misjudge how when you hit the economy, like finances, big corporations' pockets, that it can make a change. And so what you guys are doing is going to be really, really, I think, monumental for Flynt, if more than ever than before. So this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited because I know if I had someone to come and have a conversation with me that I'm having with guys that grow up in the hoods, the slums, the ghettos, and explain it to them where they could understand it. If I had that, I could have spread that information to my homeboys and to my friends. But you have a conversation with guys on the block and tell them, look, if you stand with me, this is how you fix this neighborhood for your kids, for your kids' kids, and for your family. It's not by shooting each other and fighting over $1,000. But nobody. And I was the same person when I was young, on the corner doing the same things. But I understand now as an adult. I've read. There's things I understand now. It's a plot against us. And if we can force them to treat us like human beings, when we can force them to give us the money they owe us, when we can force them to spend the money that they spend in suburbs and all these buildings and these places to have concerts, if we force them to spend the money in our neighborhoods where it's no more ghettos, where there's no more projects, we can open businesses in our neighborhoods and circulate our businesses in our neighborhoods and hand them down to our kids, where we can have generational wealth. When they understand this, they'll stop killing each other. They'll stop fighting for $1,000 on one corner. But nobody's never explained it to them this way. And this is why I'm excited about it, because I know they're listening to me because they know I'm one of them. And all these conversations fall hand in hand with giving back. We're giving back water. We're understanding that we need to vote. We're understanding how we need to stand together. All these things fall hand in hand. And these are things I'm constantly preaching because I understand it now. You know, I didn't understand it then. And that's why I think people listen, because they can relate to me, because I am one of them. Still is. I still hang out in the hood. I still hang out in the slums. But I'm preaching a different message. You know what I'm saying? I understand what needs to be done so it won't be no more ghettos and no more projects. And if they stand with me, then we can really make some change. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't have these conversations with people in the hood.
So I think the biggest thing, just to shed some light on what I do on this side of the house with finances, is that you can't make an impact with no money. I've never seen that, you know. So the other thing about this is that a lot of people that I work with are getting over student loan debt or getting through having bad credit, right? But when we fix as a people our money, our finances at home, and I like how you said generational wealth, you know, you got to look at where your dollar is going, because where your dollar goes, that's what you really say you stand behind. And so for me, on this side of the coin, all I think about and do every day, all day, is when we think about student loan debt, Stephen, I think people think it's a hopeless cause and they write it off like, oh, I'm going to be having, student loan debt forever, right? And I'm like, no, you want to get that loan debt forgiven. You want to get rid of it. You got to do whatever you got to do, because your children and your children's children should not know what a student loan is.
Right.
And if we don't get that mindset, then we're going to fail generations that come behind us. So I always tell people that we work with, like, you may not get out of student loan debt in your lifetime. I don't know. We got to see what's going on. But your children and your children's children, they don't have to go through what you're going through. And so when we talk about getting out of poverty, one of the things and reasons why we can't get out of poverty is because of debt, right? And then when we talk about moving a people along the spectrum so we can be business owners, we can be landowners, but it starts at what are we doing every day with our money? So I think that this fight that we're in right now is in two folds. It's a social justice fight, and it's a financial fight as well, because we can't rely on people that don't look like us to put a dollar behind what we can't even put behind.
Right.
And so I think it's really, really big of what you guys are doing. I'm hoping that if anybody's watching this, they can get connected to through my page, your page, Q, because you guys are doing this work on Friday and Saturday. So it's still time for people to make donations, no matter how big or how small, to what you guys are doing. And then let the conversation continue. We don't want to talk about Flynt just one time. We want to keep Flynt in our minds and our prayers and on our tongues. Because if not, you know what I mean, it's not going to be a change when the light go away and the media goes away.
Let them know. Anybody that wants to talk about student loans or anything dealing in your space, give them your info and how they can contact you and how they can know what's going on and get info. You know, to get that stuff taken care of.
Yeah, they can follow me at the Student Loan Doctor, and all we talk about is solutions. Okay, so you can't come to our page with too many problems and not ask for or receive a solution. So right now we're on a big push with our ebook on how to get student loans forgiven. It's going to be a lot of changes with this current administration and the new presidential candidates coming. So I'm trying to get people locked into the program before November, because after November, I can't promise that if you work for a nonprofit or a not-for-profit, or if you're a business owner, you have your own nonprofit, that's a conversation offline. You could be getting your debt forgiven. And so that's what we're pushing right now. And then the other thing that we're really, really striving to do is just teach people that you don't want to ignore this. Like, your credit score is going to suffer when you ignore your student loans. You can't buy your dream home or a home when you ignore your student loans. And so for me, I just want to be super simplistic as to helping people tackle the one thing that nobody is talking about, which is student loan debt, and then we can really see some change come about when the money starts to change. So I'm excited to see where we're moving as a tribe with our page on the student loan doctor. So I just appreciate you and your time. I didn't want to hold you long today. One, thank you. Two, for allowing me to be a part of it. Two, I'm excited to follow what happens with you guys this weekend, and just the work that you guys are doing. And then I'll continue to repost and share. So, but thank you so much, Stephen. I know you have a busy day ahead.
Hey,
to jump on with you. My sister,
you can look on her last name Redmond. She just said I got 100K. It's dead. Reach out to my sister, man. She on here too. That's my sister, man. That's my sister. She's the president of NAACP in the West Coast. I mean, in Minnesota. Excuse me, Minnesota.
Tell her to send me a message, because if she's the president, then she is definitely qualified for some business.
Yeah, Leslie. and let me tell you about her. She is fighting for us. She's on the front lines. Actually, her, Tamika Mallory, Trey of Truth, my son, Portia, they all went to jail yesterday because they were protesting in the yard, I think, of the mayor or the police chief, somebody, to get them to arrest these police, and they all went to jail fighting for Beyond and Telly yesterday. So my sister's on the front lines. I love her to death. Somebody I met, and we came real close. So she'll reach out to you, but she's a real one. She's definitely on the front lines leading this charge. Oh, I would love to talk with her and help her anyway, because 100K, that ain't just disappearing. That's some strategy. That's the right paperwork. That's the right numbers on the paperwork. That's making sure Fed loans got the paperwork. So yes, Leslie, just definitely reach out to me offline. Okay, sis. Well, hey, I thank you so much. I think after I get home from Flynt in Detroit, we need to get on again so I can kind of give a summary to you and to our followers of how the weekend went. So I'll talk to you. I'll plan on talking to you Saturday evening. Yeah, that would be great. All right, I appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a good one.